be asking for clarification.
Recording is on.
But yeah, does this make sense or no? Does that not make sense? So let me get into this. Okay. Okay, that's very, very straightforward. Okay. She says she's going to be a phrase person. Hold on. Let me go back to it. Whenever they say phrases, I have to say it right away. Otherwise, I forget it. Literally, boop, boop, in and out. She wants to know at least that I love her. Tell her I love her. Okay, she loves you. Hang on. Okay. Did you have to? Hang on. It's revolving around work. Hang on. Do you have to separate for? No. They had to go back to work the next day. What is that? Hang on. Or did you have to go back to work the next day? They did. Hang on. Nope, don't answer that. Hang on. She shows me, though, grabbing her hand physically, like physically grabbing it, physically holding it. And there's the big squeeze, but then there's the apartness. Hang on real quick. Oh. Oh, so the whole family was there for her passing, correct?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, she's talking. Yeah. I mean, there's like 5 people there. Hang on.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not like 40. I've had those. Those get complicated. Hang on. You feel like you can't really talk about it with your mom?
No.
Okay, cool. And she's talking about how you feel. Do you feel like you're on a different level than your mother altogether?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Hang on.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah. Hang on. Because she's showing me your mom's here, and then there's up, which is my form of like different level or a different way of cognitive thinking. Also, I think on like going places, you're on like a higher level too, like in general.
When Nana passed, she tried to be there, and I kind of like pushed her away, and I went like really deep into a depression.
Yeah.
And didn't want anyone be there, so that might be what she's referring to.
Okay, so that's the level. Okay, because it literally is like, it would feel like if somebody blocks somebody else out and doesn't want them to come into their life. Like that's the whole thing. Like almost in a, hang on. Do you go through all the photos constantly now or something like that? What's this? Yeah. Okay, sorry. It's like, got.
I have the photos. I have a book that she made me in front of and beside me. When I was born, she made a whole like baby book of like me at the hospital and included all the photos and what it is and everything. And I have those in front of me.
Really? Okay, because I feel physical photos, like you can feel like the paper, and I'm like, what is this? Like I feel we're going. Okay, cool. Okay, that's cool. I've never gotten that as a feeling. That's a cool feeling. Hang on. It's almost like it's like, wait, but you called her Nana? What'd you call her?
Nana.
Okay, cool. Because she says, she's like, oh, poor. She's like, oh, Nana, what am I going to do now? What am I going to do now? I mean, you're still in that point. You're still in that point. Hang on. She's like, what would you think that I would want you to do? And then you go back and you're like, well, I don't know. And so now we're going to get into that. Okay. Hang on. She's talking about, are you really good with dogs? I know that's random.
I'm a big animal person for sure. Like I'm very empathetic.
Okay, because she's talking about she's like, are you going to get into sciences at all? Is that what you want to do? Okay, cool. Because she shows me science, so she shows me like a beaker, and then she's like, you should see her. She shows me dogs. She's like, she's so good with animals. She's so good with kids. She's so good with this. She's so like, hang on. Okay, do you have a lot of her stuff?
I wouldn't say like a lot, but I do have quite a bit.
Okay, because she's talking about like when she's passing, about how you want to collect all this stuff to keep the memory of her, and she's making a joke about, she's like, she would have taken the nightgown off of me if she could, like she would have taken that.
Yeah, when we were cleaning out her apartment, I constantly said to my dad, I want that, I want that, I want that.
Really? Yeah. She's like, she would have taken the nightgown off of me if she could. And I'm like, oh, hang on. She's talking about, she was like, that was like my little best friend. She's talking about. She's talking about how little you were. She's like, she was so cute. She was so smart. She's so smart. I'm like, yeah. Hang on. Okay, did you live with her for a little while? Or you just always over there?
I didn't live with her, but she was around quite a bit when I was younger. Okay. My mom didn't drive, so when we would go places, like she would always bring me. She would babysit me very, very often.
All the time. Okay, because she's talking about you constantly being at her leg, by her side, constantly. And I know you're very young, because how she's not that tall, but how she shows me with you is that you're like at her hip, at her thigh, like you're right there. Hang on. I don't even know how to say that. She says the bad boys haven't gotten you yet. We're just gonna.
That sounds like her.
The bad boys haven't gotten her yet. And I'm like, oh my God, stop. Hang on. She said, tell her I'm very proud of her now. Tell her I'm very proud of her now. That was very endearing that went across. I wish you could be in my head to feel these feels. They're so intense. Kind of makes me want to choke in a really good way. Like it's like right here. Yes, maybe crying. Hang on. Okay, so she got really sick and she kept going down, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's talking about you dreading. Did you think about her passing prior to her passing? Were you dreading all of that?
Yes.
She's talking about seeing it and day by day, like there's this anxiety behind it. She shows me the sign of like when I watched The Land Before Time and I watched Littlefoot's mom died, and how I was super sad about my mom dying, even though she hasn't, but it's like, that's the sign she gives me. I'm like, oh, hang on. So what she's showing me she's doing is like she's coming up and she has her hand like right here and she gives you a kiss right here. It's like this really like beautiful little thing. Hang on. Nice. Okay, they made her look so, y'all made her look so nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
We put her in her favorite outfit.
Very good. Very good. Because she's showing me everything's done, and she's like, they made me look so nice. I'm like, good, good. Who was in charge of her nails? Who was in charge of her nails?
That might have been Aunt Tammy.
Okay, okay, because she's showing me like they're almond shaped, like they're very pretty, like they're nice.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on.
She always had long nails.
Yeah, I mean, literally, she's showing me on mine and making me feel hers and how they're just perfect. Like, okay, good. What now? Okay, are you in the process of wanting to quit something? Because she says, don't quit now. Or wanting to transfer something or something like that. Normally, they don't say that.
School. I was maybe taking a year off afterwards because it's my senior year. It's in September I start my senior year. So I was maybe thinking of taking a year off before university.
Okay. Because she said, no, don't quit now. That was the feeling behind it. Hang on. Well, that was the phrase with the feeling. Hang on. I know you want to take a year off, but she's saying if you do, you'll never go back.
Yeah, that's probably me too.
Because she says you're so close, you're so close.
Yeah.
Wait, but is that not what you... She says, but wait, that's not what she truly wants to do yet. Do you not know if that's what you truly want to do yet? Is that the thing?
Yeah, there's I know that I want to go into the medical field, but there's a bunch of things that I like doing.
Yeah.
And I was set on nursing, but now I'm not 100%.
You need to get into more of the scientific realm of it. Yeah. Nursing is good for you, but you need to get into where, and this is what she's showing me, you need to get into where you're testing things. Even if you're like a pathogens lab person, you would be good because how do you say it? This is not a bad thing. Everybody has something different, right? Like I have a child, but I don't like children, right? So I'm never going to be a daycare worker. Or I'm never going to be a kindergarten teacher. With you, it's almost like the same thing. You love people, you enjoy it, but I don't think you can handle, or you shouldn't have to deal with the day in and day out. And I support my nurses 110%, but I feel like you should be more like behind the scenes doing like pathogens, testing different things, like all of this nitty gritty little super introspective area. You would be so good at that. You'd be so good at that. Hang on. You'd be good at the other, but it'd get really boring for you, honestly, and overwhelming. Okay, you still cry for her at night?
Yeah.
Yeah, because she says I still see her when she cries for me at night. I'm like, okay. She says, I'm the one brushing your hair back when you don't feel that you're beautiful at all. It's a very intense thing.
Yeah.
She's very there. She's very there, my dear. She's very there. Hang on. She said they had to let me go. They had to let me go. Was there a thing of like having to let her go? They had to let me go.
About 2 weeks before she passed, she went into hospice. Mm-hmm. And I would say a week before, they pretty much decided to just put her on meds to make her comfortable rather than try to.
Yeah. Okay. Because she's trying to explain it to you. Like there was nothing because she's making me feel on your side, but there has to be more. Like there has to be this, and she's like, they had to let me go. They had to let me go.
They decided, they tried radiation, and there was a point where they said that it wasn't working anymore.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. She knows that. She knows that. She knows that. Okay. Is she with this? I don't know who uncle is. Maybe that's a great uncle. Is there an uncle that's passed as well?
Well, my uncle, no.
Her. It's an uncle. That's why I said it's like a great uncle. Is there some that's passed?
Probably because she doesn't, like, all of her elders are, like, no.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Can you look up to see if there was a Donnie or a Donald?
That's my uncle.
Really?
Yeah, that's her son.
No shit. Okay, because she says I'm with Donnie. I'm with Don. Like she says I'm with Donnie. Donnie. Okay.
He's still alive, though.
Yeah, that's what she says. She goes, he's just still alive. He's just fucking around, like, but like. Oh, this is beautiful. Hang on. She says he needs to get his stuff together soon, otherwise he's going to join me.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're all in agreement on that. Oh, this is great. Hang on. Just tell your mother thank you for her kind support. Her kind support. Hang on. Hang on. Okay. Wow, you have a lot of it. Okay, so she put a lot of stuff together for you. Okay. Do you have a doll and a blanket from her as a baby or something like that?
I don't know if I have a doll, but I think I have a blanket, yeah.
Okay. Because she's showing me, now I don't, mind you, by doll, it's not like a Barbie doll. It's something that's squishy. It's something that's plush.
Yeah.
And she's like, whenever you hold this, whenever you hug this, you know this is here. Hang on. Wow, that's weird about the Donnie thing. I normally don't get names. I'm very impressed with her. Like, it normally doesn't come out that clear. Hang on. What is there's nothing you can do about your father?
He, ever since my brother was born, he never really, like, he's very sexist in that way of, like, he'll do anything and everything for my brother and maybe not for me. And we got into a huge fight at my grade 8 graduation. And I pretty much didn't talk to him for a year. He blocked me on all social media, and he made my family think, including Nana, that I blocked him. And because of that, I didn't talk to her for a year, pretty much. And then she got sick, and I felt a lot of guilt with that.
Yeah. She knows. She knows. That's why she says there's nothing you can do about your father. Okay? That's okay. You need to let that go too. Okay? Getting closer to him will not make you closer to her. You're close to her on your own accord. FYI. Okay? Hold on. She says, I don't know where he got that. That's not how he was raised by me. That's what she's talking about. Hang on.
It sounds like something she would say.
It's like, that's not how she was raised by me. I'm like, okay. Hang on. Okay. When you were younger, did you have the most beautiful long blonde hair?
Yeah.
Okay. She's talking about it because she's talking about it and she's like curling her finger around it and it's like super smooth and just like there. She's like, you should have seen it. I'm like, hang on. Okay, y'all have a new dog right now, right? Well, not new. It's been around for a while, correct?
No, we don't have a dog.
Was there a larger dog, like a pointer or something like that was around you growing up?
Yeah.
Okay.
But when my mom and her ex broke up, he took the dog, and I haven't seen him since.
Okay. I don't think it's alive anymore, FYI. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Hang on. Hang on. Oh, okay. Okay, she lived in the town you're in right now?
Pardon?
Did she live in the town you're in right now?
Who?
Your grandmother, Nana.
Yeah, she lived in.
Okay.
Yeah, she lived in my town.
Okay, cool. Because she's talking about driving by and seeing it, like the spot, and looking up, and like nobody's there anymore that we know. Like it's this whole thing. Hang on. Man, you were a lot younger when this happened. Was this 4 or 5 years ago?
Her death.
Yeah.
She passed away in 2019.
Okay. 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 She's making it feel like you've grown up like so much in the past year. Like you've grown
I'm.
so much.
I'm. People always tell me that I like. They think that I'm like 20 or 22.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
Yeah. Because before it's like I'm looking at you and you look like at this point like a 16-year-old, right? And then now like it's not. You're like 20, 23 in my book. Like that's where you're at. Hang on. There and talk to you for hours. Okay. So you would just go over and sit with her and talk with her for a long time. Hang on. You would help her drink her juice. Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because sitting there. So, and she's like, I'm sorry I couldn't open my mouth more. Like I'm sorry I couldn't talk to you more. Hang on. She's like, I hurt, honey. I hurt. I hurt. I hurt. Like I'm sorry. Hang on. She's making me feel all this is like really tight. All this is really tight. Ugh, hang on. Did it affect all of her lymph nodes and everything too?
I believe so. Yeah, it had spread to all over her body. So.
Okay.
And the reason why you probably couldn't feel the esophagus was because she didn't have any appetite anymore because the cancer was crushing her esophagus.
That's the pressure. Okay. I'm like, why do I feel all this pressure here?
Yeah.
What is this? Okay. Literally, it makes me feel like that. And I'm like, ugh. Hang on. She also says, don't make you think, I don't want you to think like you weren't there enough for me. You were. Even when you could only be there for a minute. Hang on. I guess she's talking about with you. She's like, she was so good at making me feel comfortable. You're so kind. You're so caring. You're so caring with all this. She's very happy though. She's very, very happy right now. She does worry about you going into a darker pit though after all this, like taking and going into a darker place, and I don't want you to. I don't want you to think that just because she's physically not here doesn't mean that she's not actually here. Kind of like the wind, right? We don't think air is here until the wind blows, and then we're like, oh shit, there's actually air in the room, right? So I want you to think of it kind of on that standpoint. Do you have any questions for me for her? Because she's here, she's hot to trot.
Can you ask her who she's with?
Yeah. There's a male. Hang on. There's a male forefront. I don't know who that is though. Was there a sister that was supposed to happen somewhere?
Yeah, not for me. But when they were trying to conceive, the girls had a gene that they would be born with leukemia. So she actually had 2 girls, and both of them didn't survive because they were born with leukemia.
Really?
Yeah.
Because she says specifically says she's like the sisters are here, and I'm like, is there a sister somewhere that like we're not talking about? Okay, cool. There's an older gentleman here with bigger earlobes, a little squattier, a round ovalish face, and like definitely very balding. I don't know who that is, but he kind of like harumps around the back of the screen. Hang on. Screaming like what I'm seeing. Oh, that's related to your mom. That's related to your mom. He's related to your mom. Is that her ex-husband? Because he feels like the same age as her. Who died in their 60s, late 60s, like 69, 72, like right there. Who passed at that age? Gentleman.
Probably her brother. Okay. He just passed away in January.
Really? Okay. Literally like not talking to me, but there and around her. And it's a direct connection. So it's not like a cousin or anything like that. It's like we're tied at the hip type of thing. Was that her youngest brother?
Yeah. Her older brother passed away, I think, when he was in his 40s.
Okay.
I think he had a heart attack, I believe.
Okay.
Has 3 siblings. She's one of 4.
Okay.
So only her older sisters left.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, whoever was the bigger troublemaker, that's the one she's with right now. I guess that is probably her brother because it's a direct tie. Hang on. Yeah. He says he never owned anything nice a day in his life, but he tried to. So whoever that is, just
probably Uncle Tom.
Okay. Keep that there. He's a
very like down to earth, rustic person.
Yeah. She's like, he never owned anything nice a day in his life, but he tried to. I'm like, okay. Yeah, they're there. They're okay. They're cool. There's more, but they're all standing in the background. The way that I see things, it's like I'm in a white room, and it's almost like if you are holding a camera. So you have like a focus on one person, but you can see things moving in the back, and then you ask them to come forward. That's kind of exactly how it works. So with this in closing, thank you for letting me read you, by the way. Okay. So, but I want you to take, like I tell all of my clients at the end of every one of my sessions, take 10 minutes at least and have a good cry. Okay. Or a breather that like pushes everything down and out. Okay. Kind of lets us keep going. Another thing, if you get more sad or like mopey or even just like lethargic over the next 2 days, that's normal because the channel's open and I've been channeling through you. So you get tired. I don't because I'm used to it. Okay. Another thing is that you may have another dream about her tonight or tomorrow too. Okay. That's just what happens because the channel is open. And then of course, if you need me or if you have any questions or if you need another session, just email me or message me on here or let me know. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Also tell her thank you.
I will.
Okay. Tell her thank you. And if you need me, let me know. Okay, girl?
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Love you, Maddie.
Bye.
Bye.